Good evening, 11:11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and this is an emergency update. First, I want to start out with thanking Mr. Sean Crothers, an OG of the OG of the OG of the motherfucking OGs. Oh, yeah. He's been around for over 6 months as a member of Tom's Army, but he's been around since the very beginning. These are fantastic pictures from the great state of Maine. So, what a beautiful sight this is. Absolutely beautiful. And then we've got this one also, a couple of his dogs. But what a beautiful, beautiful setting. So if anybody has user-generated content, I like to share it for my audience. Send it to strutregali@gmail.com. Excuse me. Sorry, I taught a class. Voice is going away a little bit. So Bitcoin's under 56,000. Everybody keeps asking me if I'm in a position. I am not. Not currently. If you want to know when I get in it, you got to join my Tom's Army. I just don't feel comfortable sharing that with the general public because the people in Tom's Army, I know who you are. You trust me enough to. There's 171 members. We gained 2 new members today. So thank you to the 2 new members. But I share it in my Telegram when I get into a position. And when you join Tom's Army, you get the exclusive Telegram. You get my exclusive content. It's in the members only areas. And then on YouTube, you get the special emoji badge. So I'm looking at this real close in the 5 minute. We've come up. So we've had volume, a little bit more volume. But I mean, there hasn't been much. Not much. So basically, we're looking at 56,620. Can we come back up? And are we going to break through here? Are we just going to continue this downtrend? The next one's going to be around 54,700 before hitting my first target of 53,000. I mean, all these are targets, but I think 40 or 53,000 is a logical spot. But then I think in the grand scheme of things, 48,000 roughly down here at the 200 day and the daily. I think that's where we're going. And I've had this out with my blue arrow for a while. So that's where I think we're going with Bitcoin. Excuse me. It's getting late here. I've been talking a lot today, as you can tell with my voice. So, with XRP, we're just going to break it down real simple. Let me get rid of some of this nonsense. But XRP fell through the $6, fell through the $4. So that is why I was uncomfortable yesterday, the day before, well, yesterday and today particularly, with telling, I didn't tell anybody to enter a position. I just said I would wait to see what happens. And that's why I put on my Twitter, if you're not following my Twitter, put out a tweet and said, look in the 5 minute, it looks awful. And that was before we drop back down further. So right now we've officially hit where we have, some kind of double bottom here. For the most part. But let's see. That's the 15-minute segment. I mean, you can see some kind of double bottom forming. But it looked like that here too, so that's why this is tricky. Closing under the 4-hour time frame, under the 200 day, and having successive candles after that makes this very, very risky to enter a position before it gets down to the 200 day and the daily. Sure, we could get bounces like this to where you come up and retest and then you just keep getting rejected. But I don't know. Even for this level, this doesn't look like a real good strong response. In fact, if you look in the 5 minute, you can see the volume's actually decreasing as we go along. I don't know, this is it. To me, I would make Bitcoin prove itself. Well, Tom, how does that happen? Well, make it get on top of some of these short-term moving averages. Let it retake claim of the 3 minute, or the 1 minute at least. If you can't take hold of the 1 minute, and you keep getting rejected, you're just going to keep going down. Just let it do something like this. And then if you see it get topside of there, well then maybe. But right now, until we can prove we can get over this, you can't. You got to start taking over some of these moving averages. And by the time Bitcoin gets up there, the altcoins will barely have moved. But you see XLM's up 2%. I'm just looking at the patterns. See, XLM came topside on the 3-minute, worked over the 5. So watch XLM and see how it reacts right now. XLM could be an outlier because it's out ahead. But we're going to have a bounce somewhere. So that's why I'd be watching these levels closely, because this is where I personally think if we're going to have our first bounce, this is where it might happen. It's very risky, and there's no way in hell I'm telling you to buy a position. I'm not a financial advisor. Should you take my advice? Oh, no, 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 no. DGB is the same way. It's at the bottom. So if we're starting something here, this would be a great spot if you're looking to take a chance. Just make sure that you have a tight stop loss, because the next drop, just from right here, is a 10% drop. Now there is the chance that you only go up about 3%. That's why I'm saying, for me, I'm waiting until it gets to the top side and can compete with some of these short-term moving averages. There's no way I'm getting myself trapped in this. Even if it runs up right now, there's spots to buy in when we know the best buying in. XRP, I would say, and yes, this is not being as aggressive, but let it prove itself, and then at least, well, maybe not that high. I would make it get on top of 104, and then show some confluency here. Start using this as support, and then you could ride it up to these 2 levels. There's just not a lot of volume. So be smart. If you're aggressive, put some nice tight stop losses, period. We fall through 101.7, we're going to 92, 93 cents. There's no more support left. That 99 and 94.7 is minimalist at that.